Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it?
Eye Opener Productions presents Magical Kemet Revisited, Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, from 1:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. In honor of our previous Magical Kemet event 14 years ago, we once again bring you Master Teacher M. Fundishi, J. Hootie Mess, and Professor Kaba Kamene.
In ancient Kemet, they had showed that that's not a star there. I know it's a nebula. And a nebula gives birth to stars. And so Sirius A comes from that nebula. And then the ancient Kemet.ee said, we also come from that nebula. That birthed our star. So this gets really deep. So we're going to, I'm telling people, bring some boots, because it's going to get real deep. We're going in real deep.
In calling, so you are now going to understand that it is time now to move back and get back onto the path of Ma'at. And on the path of Ma'at is where you are on your road to your destiny and what you were called for. And the longer that you go on this road, as you become an elder and you get more mature and you're moving through, your journey becomes clearer.
Make sure you get your tickets in advance for $30. Tickets will be sold at the door for $40. For tickets, scan this code or go to magicalkemet.eventbrite.com. We will be at the Long Island University, Brooklyn campus, Health Science Building. Enter at the gate on Flatbush Extension between DeKalb and Willoughby.
All right, family, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, wait a minute. Yes. If you can hear me, please put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me, clearly, put the number 1 in the chat. Thank you very much. If you could hear me clearly, put the number 1 in the chat. First, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the event in Brooklyn. If you're able to make it, please, the tickets, advance tickets have been sold out. Advance tickets are sold out. So there's only door tickets, and that's $40 at the door. $40 at the door. And anybody that can't make it, they have a live stream, and it's $20. I think the live stream is $20. And that's good. If you want to watch the whole entire thing, let me show y'all. Let me put the link in the live stream right now, so y'all could attend the live. And this is for the live stream only. Those that live outside of the United States, or those who live in the United States in different states. If you can't make it physically to this monumental event, then you can make it via online. And you could watch it on your phone. You could watch it at work while you're listening, whatever you want to do. If you're at church and you don't feel like staying in the session, you want to watch it, hey, no problem. That's the live stream. I just put it in the chat. Make sure you click on that live stream and go and enjoy this monumental event with Mfundishi Jehutimas, Kaba Kamene, of course, my brother and Chief Ifa Kunle, and Mama Ella, and hosted by Professor James Smalls. This is going to be a great event. And again, if you can't make it to the event live and direct, you can always go and you can always go to the live stream that I posted in the chat. You can go to the live stream link. Eventbrite, I believe it's only $20. It's only $20, hosted by Hoppy. Big up to Hoppy live stream. They're going to be hosting it, Brother Taki and Sister Felicia, and it's all happening tomorrow, Sunday, March the 23rd. Sunday, March the 23rd. So I'm very happy. I see that one of my moderators are in the building. Color Curiosity is in the building. Make sure you show her some love. She'll be putting in the share and like and all that beautiful thing. Follow her on her YouTube channel or her IG. Okay, so Today's lesson, as you're seeing what's happening in Kemet over there at the Giza Plateau, discover the numerovational spiritual and physical perspective of discover, discovered, and discovery. And I'm going to put a little twist to it. It's not going to be what you think it is. And yes, has been a massive discovery going on. According to what's going on, there's 8 cyclical pylons and wrapped with coil and 80 by 80 and all kinds of numbers. The 8 keep on showing up, and also the 9 showed up for me also. But I'm not going down that road. I'm really going down the road on how discovering anything that's discovered or any type of discovery pertaining to you as individuals on this planet from a numerovational perspective. So when things are discovered, when there's some type of discovery, I'm putting it back on you. What is it that you are discovering about yourself in the times of these vibrations of discovery and things being revealed? Because whatever they're putting out there, it's already been there. It's just that we have now discovered it as human beings. And yes, it may advance us as civilization. And I'm happy about it. Big up to Ralph Smart. I watched his video. I watched this other white guy's video also. Well, Ralph is not white, but I watched Ralph Smart do his presentation and how excited he is. And I'm excited about it, but I'm really excited about how we discover things about us when things are being discovered outside of us. What are you discovering about your inner self? So I'm putting it back on you. I'm putting it back on me. I'm not really concerned about what they're putting out, because whatever they put out about this has already been in existence. They already knew that they found something probably 10, 15 years ago. They didn't know what it was, so they had private scientists and different people. I was reading the article on that they have this measurement thing and how they measure things and all that, which started in 217. And 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 equals 10, which is a 1. So that was a new beginning cycle for them to put that into play back in 217 to find out what they have in a 9-year cycle now. But it was already there prior to them finding it in any capacity. But again, this is about what you find in yourself. Discover, discovered, discovery, and how they connect to humans, how these words connect to you humans out there, us in this realm. So if yes, I'm going to go to the lesson. The lesson is ready and waiting in the back. Yes, it's ready and waiting in the back. And of course, I got the board. Of course, I got the board right here. Got the board ready and waiting in the back. Boom. But just want to remind people of course, what's coming up. March 25th, we have the symposium coming up, Marcus Garvey Symposium at the Big Bethel AME Church in Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure you scan the QR code if you want to go to that. And Abundance Child will be coming in for today's Conscious in the Conscious Community on Tuesday, March the 25th. And her new program is coming out April the 3rd. All right, big up to her. Of course, we're promoting the 3rd annual Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Award. Make sure you go to ForbiddenKnowledgeConsciousawards.com. Get your tickets. Got the early bird tickets. I believe it's $88 or $99. Get your early bird tickets right now. All right, 2nd and 3rd. I think the 2nd is going to be a book signing, and the 3rd is going to be the actual award. Baba Phil Valentine has been nominated. Of course, Dr. Phil Valentine was on Brother Rich show. Brother Rich has been nominated also. Aaron Lyons has been nominated. Kika Wise has been nominated. Rod Martin has been nominated. Of course, you see Sanguru. Kendrick Lamar has been nominated. Donnie Arcade has been nominated. Michael Beckwith again has been nominated. So that's going to be a great event. I will be there. I will be there definitely. I will be there. I will not be going to the reggae one that I was promoting. I can't make it for that. I'm going through a lot right now and dealing with a lot of stuff. And I want to say condolences to the family of George Foreman. George Foreman, the great boxer. I've never gotten to meet him, but I've always enjoyed his change and his revolution and his evolution through what he was in the boxing world, through when he went through his depression, and now he transitioned at 76 years of age. And interesting enough, he was in a health cycle also this year. And 76 is a number 413, which is also a health number. And another friend of mine named George Golden in the reggae community, who owned the Golden Productions company and entertainment company back in the day. Good friend of mine. I have pictures with him somewhere. I think I have pictures of him in this book here. I believe I have pictures in this book right now. I think I have pictures of George Golden in this book with us in the reggae community. He just transitioned. I just found that out the other day. But 2 Georges just transitioned. That's very significant to me. When you see Georges start popping in and popping out of the world. I think I still have a picture of him, I believe, in the book, George Golden. There's a whole bunch of us in the picture, unless I didn't put that in this particular book. But again, condolences to George Golden family in our reggae fraternity. Another reggae fraternity has transitioned. And condolences. Yes, I think he is in this picture. No, that's not him. That's Peter. Okay. That was a representative of Guinness back in the day. Okay, but George Golden, condolences to George Golden. Another person that has lost condolences, of course. Those that thought that my father transitioned, no, it was not my father. It was my father-in-law, my bonus father-in-law of my past. He's my son's grandfather. He transitioned, Mr. Lewis. May he rest in peace also. And Big George Foreman has transitioned also. So people it's time. Every year is time. Every day is time. People are going to transition. And you got to send respect to those new ancestors. Okay, so let's get into our subject matter, if you don't mind. Let's get into our subject matter. The numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective of discovered, and discovery, which is a very important part of what this is really pertaining to. What are you discovering about yourself? What are you discovering? If things are being revealed around the earth, of course, things that's happening in Egypt over there at the Giza Plateau, things that are being discovered in the mounds of America or of Mexico and the pyramids of Mexico and different parts all over the world, things are being unearthed and brought to the surface. But what about you, the individual? What about your children? What about your family? What are they discovering about themselves that you may know about or you may not know about? Some of us may not know a lot of things that's going on in our family. The mental health issues, the mental health problems that are being discovered. So these are my notes, a spiritual and physical perspective of discovered, and discovery, and how they connect to humans. Well, online search says these 3 words are deeply tied to human journey of learning, growth, and purpose. Each one represents a stage in the process of awakening, understanding, and becoming more aware of who we are and the world around us. So each one of these words, discovered, and discovery, each represents a stage in the process of awakening, understanding, and becoming more aware of who we are in this world around us. Never mind what's going on in Egypt. Never mind about the discovery, what's going on around the world, but what is advancing you to be a better person, to awaken to how great and how valuable you are on this planet Earth. Everybody put a number 9 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. And please share, like, and subscribe. Please share, like, and subscribe with family and friends that need to hear this. Please share, like, and subscribe with family and friends who need to hear this, and ask them to thumb up the video, like it, and subscribe, because these are very important lessons that I share with the world. And I think it's very important that the people, not only on Instagram, but also on Facebook and YouTube, share it with others, because they need to know the importance of how we as humans discovered, and discovery, what it's so important. Why is it so important to discover some of the greatness about you and your talents, your gifts, your skills? Number 1, discover, and the act of seeking or becoming aware. Online Dictionary says to discover means to uncover something that was always there. Like I said, waiting to be seen or known. Like I said, whatever they just discovered under the Giza Plateau, under the pyramid, which is called, that pyramid is the pyramid of Khnum, Khufru. That pyramid is the pyramid of, that middle pyramid is the pyramid of Khnum and Khufru. Would you believe the word Khnum, the way it's spelled in English, adds up to a master number 22 in the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system, and the name Khufru, K-H-U-F-U, adds up to a number 22 in the Pythagorean, but adds up to a number 27 in the Chaldean. I found that very interesting. I will not go into that word right now, those names, because again, those are translations, but I found it very interesting that it would add up to that. So, discover, the act of seeking or becoming aware. Aware of what? Aware of who? Aware of you. Because to discover means to, if the word discover means to uncover something that was always there waiting to be seen or known, what is in you, the individual, that is waiting to be seen or known to the world? For humans, it reflects the inner drive to explore, ask questions, and grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. It could be discovering a hidden talent, truth, purpose, and a new path in life. Have any of you discovered a new path in life on so far? And how many paths have you discovered since you was born? But the question is, or what I'm saying, how many of you have discovered a new path during your journey of life? And did you have multiple paths? Did you have one path? If you have discovered a new path in life, please put the number 2 in the chat. If you have discovered a new path in life, because it could be discovering a hidden talent. How many of you have discovered talents? How many of you have discovered hidden truth about you, hidden purpose about you? And has this new path led you to do something even better with your life than what you was doing probably 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago? For example, I'm starting to discover what truly makes me happy. And this is a real question that I ask myself daily. What truly, I started to discover this. That's just for example. I'm starting to discover what truly makes me happy. And it wasn't the club life and being amongst too many people anymore like I used to do back in the day. That was me back in the day. But I enjoy my peace and quiet, a peace of mind, love for self, and a love and happiness. Hey, love and happiness about myself. And yes, do I go through ups and downs? Yes, I do. I go through moments of depression at certain point? Yes, I can, but I catch it. I always catch it before I go down the road and let it become something that controls me, because things are not supposed to control you. You're supposed to learn from it and then move on from it. Number 2, discovered. The moment of realization or awakening. The moment of realization or awakening. Beautiful. Discovered means the moment you realize or uncover something meaningful, according to online dictionary. Discovered means the moment you realize or uncover something meaningful. Have you uncovered something meaningful about yourself or your children? Have you uncovered something meaningful about your mother or your father? That's something that you need to recognize, because when I go to the board now and show y'all something, I want to show y'all something real quick. The word discover adds up to a 41 in the Pythagorean, which is a 5, adds up to a 31, which is a 4 in the Chaldean system. The word discover, the vowels of the word adds up to a 20. So 20 in numerology is the number of awakening. So when you discover something, you are awakening to something. Whether you're awakening that you are a whole narcissist, that's an awakening, even if you finally realize it and can admit it, just like Nick Cannon has done, and people like Star from Star and Buck Wild, Star Report has done. They admit that they was a full narcissist. Star admits that he's a narcissist. That's why I love him for it, because he always tells the truth and not afraid to tell you the truth about that he's conceited. And when people are willing to show and reveal that person, reveal who they are, you got to believe them. But in other ways, Star is also a very good person, because I've dealt with him privately and talked to him privately also. But also the word discover adds up to 31, which is a mental number. 31 in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, is a number of mental seclusion. If you're not ready to deal with that, if you're not ready to deal with that discovery of who you are, both positive and negative. But remember, the number 31 is the symbol of self-containment and seclusion. If you go to in my book, page 74, and I go down and break it down, and I say, and individuals that are connected to the number 31 are advised to enjoy life, stay creative, and stay focused on higher thoughts and goals. Because even if you discover you have mental problems or mental issue, you got to learn how to discipline it and catch it, because that's discover. You've discovered something about yourself, whether it's positive or negative. You've discovered it, and whatever work you got to do between the 5 being adaptable and flexible, willing to expand, and not being reckless, because 5 is a reckless number, and you can discover that you're very reckless. And you may laugh about it, joke about it, tell your friends about it, but at the end of the day, the word discover also brings the disciplinary number of the 4, and the hidden number between the 5 and the 4 is the 9. Something you're supposed to do on a higher level, but remember, the 9 can also bring you down can also be a lower vibration of argument, contend. You can discover that you like to argue. You can discover you like to be reckless. You can discover that you're undisciplined, when these numbers are also telling you to be disciplined, not to be reckless, to live on a higher vibratory level. And it happened in the word discovered also, with the ED at the end, adds up to 50, which is a 5, adds up to 40, which is a 4, adds up to the 5 and 4 equals 9. So even the word discover and discovered is telling you about your discipline, your focus, avoiding to be reckless, because sometimes the 5 energy can be very reckless. I'm just showing you how these numbers can work. I'm just showing you how these things could work. And when you see words like discover, discovered, and discovery, they all have their significant meaning. But the root of these two words is this word, discover. This is the root of the word. This is the gist of it. This is why when people discover things outside of themselves, they're willing to express it because 5 is an expressive number. They're willing to study it or research it or dig deep because 4 is a foundational disciplinary number, but it's also mental foundation, mental discipline. But 31, again, whatever's been discovered, if it's been discovered, it was in seclusion at one point in time because 31 is the symbol of self-containment and seclusion until it's brought out to the people, until it's revealed and expanded and broken free because 5 is the number of freedom. But the older system of numerology tell you that there's a seclusion that had to happen to whatever you discover. So this thing is coming out. Everybody's talking about this structure and what's going on in Egypt right now, and this particular structure over there, the Giza pyramid, the temple, the pyramid of Khufu, the middle pyramid. That's what they found. But again, I come with a different twist. I'm not walking down the same road that everybody else is coming, because like I said, when discoveries are found, what is it that you need to find in you that's valuable, just like they're treating what they're finding in Kemet valuable? What is it that you need to find in you? It's not always about the discovery, because when these things start to unearth, this is 2025. In Ethiopia, it's 2017, I believe. Yeah, I think it's 2017 over there in Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's 2017 in Ethiopia right now. And Ethiopia is one of the pyramid holders before Kemet. Right along Ethiopia to Sudan is the pyramid holders before Kemet. They have pyramids in Ethiopia and Sudan. And like John Henry Clark said, when they perfected it, that's when everything was put into Kemet. They took the show on the road after they perfected all the little pyramids and mounds that they discovered around the world. Then they started building what was the perfection of the mounds and pyramids that were found in Ethiopia, Sudan, in Mexico, in Americas. All of this is all part. They're all connected. We keep on thinking that they're separate. That's why people want to argue with this pyramid is older than the American pyramid. American pyramid is older than this and this. And no, they're all connected. It's just that people hid them and wanted to hide them from the original indigenous people. That's why we got to stay focused. Got to stay focused. Because they throw these distractions out because it's the media is part of the military, and the media is controlled by the military. That's why, especially when it comes to news, that's why some of us have to get news from outside of the United States, the raw, uncut versions. I remember somebody, Asea, told me about the chat, and happy birthday to Asea. Today is Asea the Ducateer's birthday. Happy birthday to my brother. Asea used to teach us back in classes back in the day. 20 years ago, he used to tell us about certain sites that you can go to for the raw, uncut news. Dr. B mentioned that before also, but there's raw, uncut news out there. There's raw, uncut news out there where America promotes the propaganda. So if they're finally revealing this, it's just like any technology. If you got this technology now, they had this technology 20, 30 years prior to them revealing it to the world or giving it to society. That's just what they do. They give it to the military to train and use. This is what they do. I learned this from military people back in the day. So again, going back to the point, although they're discovering some new technology or what they feel is new technology, why now? What is the distraction behind it? And I'm saying that for a reason. There is a distraction. But my job as the Numerovator is say, don't be distracted on your journey. Because at the end of the day, if you transition tomorrow, if you leave this realm tomorrow, they're going to still be doing their bull crap. Regardless. And yes, it's exciting news that things are being revealed, but our elders have taught us this years ago, that the deeper you dig, the more you're going to get out of the ground under Kemet in any part of the world, in the indigenous parts of America. The deeper you dig, but are we willing to do the dig within ourselves? Are we willing to do the dig within ourselves? Because all of this is covering up on the media. All of it is being thrown out there on the media. What else is happening that day? Because again, this is military. And what the military does is throw a stone somewhere else, and where everybody start looking over there, and then they're doing something over there. Say, what? When did that happen? A whole bill be passed. A whole dossier is laid out. While we looking at these pyramids and all this, because we know it's connected to melanated people. We know our technology was beautiful. We know everything is beautiful. But when they throw those things out and you start seeing all these people just talking about it, what else is happening? So the great thing is all about you tapping into you. That is what it's about. Finding and discovering what powers you have, and are you afraid of letting your powers out? Are you afraid of releasing or coming out and traveling in your astral realm and doing the astral realm work? Because it's really about doing the inner work so that the physical part of you can understand that whatever's coming, you need to be able to handle it, both physically and spiritually and mentally. Preparation. Spiritual, physical, mental. Because if your mind ain't right, your behind ain't going to be right. Let me say that again. If your mind ain't right, your behind ain't going to be right at all. So going back to the lesson, everybody all right out there? Put the number 8 in the chat if you're all right. Put the number 8 in the chat if you're all right. Number 2, discover the moment of realization of awakening. Discovered means the moment you realize or uncover something meaningful. It's when clarity arrives, an ideal, truth, or version of yourself becomes visible. So when you are clear about something, when clarity finally arrives to you, not just about some pyramid being excavated or something being revealed under the pyramid, what's being revealed? What's the clarity about you? Because we've been cleared about that. Dr. Ben taught about that. Sheikh Anta Diop talked about it. Runoko Rashidi spoke about it. John Henry Clark have spoken about it. Ashra Kwesi still speaks about it. But the clarity of who, when clarity arrives, an ideal truth or version of yourself becomes visible to the world, visible to your family, visible to your children, but also visible in the mirror of life, yourself. That's why our great Ian Levan Zahn says, the solution is in the same room with the problem. And I always switch it around and say, the solution is in the same mirror. Reflection with the problem is in the same mirror. So when things like this is being revealed, it's time to bear witness to who you are with your spiritual advancements. And how will it help you? Because spiritually, this could mean revealing your inner power, divine connection, or life lessons. Did you hear what Dr. Valentine said last night? About being able to calm the mind down, because your thoughts be screaming at you sometimes, and sometimes certain thoughts can distract you. For example, I discovered that I have the strength to heal. And when you find out that you have the strength to heal through your voice or through your singing or through your laying of hands, because I remember when I was younger, I used to be able to heat up my hands, not even by rubbing it. Just think about heating my hands up, and I will heat my hands and just be able to touch and massage a body. Because I went to school for massage. Without rubbing the oil, I knew how to do this. And when I used to do security for the unsought law community on the outside, it was like, what, below zero one time in New York. And I knew how to just breathe 3 times and the heat would just penetrate my whole body. And I got hotter and hotter and hotter. This is when I was younger, my 17, around 18, 19 years of age. I remember this. But life be lifing, and you sometimes lose some of that strength. You lose some of those abilities. It's not that it's gone totally. It's just that you have to redo the disciplinary work, reclaim it, and start working on it again. Number 3, discovery, the result and gift of the journey. What discovery have you made about yourself? If everybody on the chat could put one word, what is the one word discovery have you found about yourself? Let's see y'all put that in the chat. Let me see it in the chat. Because this is where we at right now in the lesson. Discovery, the result and gift of the journey. A discovery is a thing or truth that was found through your journey or on a journey. That's what it means. A discovery, according to Online Dictionary, is a thing or a truth that was found through your journey or on a journey. I see people putting it up there. Go ahead. Put your one word. Put your one words. One word. One word. I see it. 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 Put your one words. Because our ancestors have been teaching us to come off the methods of how to transition off of this planet in a holistic way for years. When you study all of the great discoveries, they're finding out that these people are telling them how to make that connection with their outer self and their outer ancestors, or the ones that are in the other realms. This is what they're teaching us, and through the Kemetic teachings and all of that. Discovery, the result and the gift of the journey. Again, the word a discovery is the thing or truth that was found through your journey or on a journey. It represents growth, wisdom, and personal evolution. Humans constantly make discoveries about life, love, healing, purpose, and the universe, both positive and negative. For example, my greatest discovery was learning how to love myself. I'm talking to me now. My greatest discovery, I can tell I wrote this. My greatest discovery was learning how to love myself, because at a young age, I thought people didn't like me because of my complexion. So my greatest discovery was learning to love myself. Now, how does all this connect? How it connects to the humans in this realm? How does the word discovered, and discovery connects to the humans in this realm? Humans are natural explorers. not just of the world, but of oneself. That's why we meditate, family. That's why we stay silent and sometimes go into our quiet space, because we're not just exploring the world, we're exploring the world of the inner you, the microcosmic world. Discovering helps us understand our place in the universe, grow in consciousness, and create meaningful lives. So when you finally discover about who you really are and who you truly are, you're not supposed to make any type of havoc. You're not supposed to create problems unless that is what you discovered on the negative, or what we might deem negative in this realm. The criminal might be the person that discovered that they are criminals. Maybe that is their life sentence on earth, to be a criminal until they die, or until they transition from this realm to the next. But on the positive level, discovering helps us understand our place in the universe, grow in consciousness, and create meaningful lives. Whether it's an archaeological or personal breakthrough or a spiritual awakening, discovery is a sign that we are evolving. Let me say that again. I wrote this morning. That's why it's so chopped up in piece, because my mind was flowing. You got to start flowing. And I, like I said, I did a few Google and dictionary lookups for certain words. But again, whether it's an archaeological, like we just seen, and what they're finding now, that a lot of 8s and 9s are around it. It is what it is with the numbers. I'm not going to get into that. Big up to Red Pill and Akibalan that was on last night doing their thing. Big up to Ralph Smart doing his thing, talking about it. Again, I wanted to talk about this discovery from another perspective, from the human perspective, how we can benefit from any type of discovery when it's shown on television or shown through social media. But what is it that we have to look for in ourselves? Because whether it's an archaeological or personal breakthrough about yourself or a spiritual awakening, discovery is a sign that we are evolving. My final thoughts, family. Yes, I'm almost finished. This was very fast. Again, before I do my final thoughts, I want to go to the words. Again, I want to go to the words. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be respectful. So when I go to the word discovery, although I find master number potentials, and I want to read something about those numbers right there. When it comes to discovered, something that has been discovered in you or discovered in me, the number 50. And what she says in her book, this book is called The Numerovation, the Numerology Handbook by Tanya Gabriel. She says about the number 50. I want to read this to you because remember, I'm always about sharing the numerovational perspective. Number 50. 5 blends your quest for freedom and joy. Your life is filled with movement, achievement, and a quest for adventure. You may be drawn to serve in a public way to make the world a better place. With your magnetism and persuasion powers, you are also a master at selling what you are passionate about. Your imagination is great. So when you start taking interpretations and words from these different books, the number 50, which is a 5, is about movement and achievement. So when things are discovered, that is an achievement. And when things are discovered, there's supposed to be a certain movement, a quest for adventure, because you want to continue on your movement, on what you'll have discovered. That's why people, when they find a dig or when they dig deep or they start digging a little deeper, they start finding more and more. Because when you start to discover and you start discovering things, you start realizing that they might be more under this. They might be more I can find. Let me keep on going. That's why 5 is a number of imagination. Now, when I go to what she says about the number 40 in her book, what does she say about the number 40 in her book, Tanya Gabriel's? Dedication. Because when things are discovered, that means you dedicated yourself to want to discover something like that or discover something within yourself. That was a dedication for them to keep on digging to find what they found at the Giza Plateau recently. Although they've been studying and doing studies for years upon years, our ancestors, our elders have been telling us this. They've even locked down pyramids and shut down pyramids and gated and put security around pyramids because they was doing certain discoveries or digging to find something to advance human existence, because they know that the technology of those times were very superior and highly influential of that time. But when you see 40 showing up, the 40 is the number of dedication on an extreme level. 40 is a number of building structure on an extreme level. And what she says, dedicated to following a strategy or plan of action and will preserve until each project is fully completed. So when things are being discovered, you have to see it till its completion. You have to make sure you preserve it. You have to have a plan of action to continue in discovery and what you've discovered. The word discovery adds up to 48, which is a 12, which is a 3. The 4 and the 8 is always disciplinary numbers. So whatever is being discovered or whatever discovery you make, you have to be disciplined. You have to be ordered, because before any of this stuff is put out to the public, everybody is under a hush mode. You can't just tell anything that is put out to the public. That's why when people are learning to discover themselves, sometimes you got to hold it to your heart. You can't tell your friend, you can't tell your family, because sometimes your family and friends, when you've made discoveries about yourself, you want to express it. You want to tell the world. That's why 3 is there. You want to tell the world what you've discovered about yourself, your greatness, your powers, whatever. And sometimes you can't do it. You got to be disciplined. You got to shut the hell up. You got to shut up sometimes. You got to be disciplined. That's why the 4 and the 8 shows up. You got to be disciplined. And 12 is a number that says you got to speak up in a timely manner. Sometimes it's not time to speak up. Sometimes you can't tell your family when you've discovered certain things about yourself. Sometimes you can't say certain things when you've discovered new information or old information that might throw your mother or your father off because they've been inundated with religion. All of a sudden, they start calling you the devil because you got to speak up in a timely fashion. Although you want to express yourself, the number 12 is the number of speaking up in a timely fashion. You got to know what time it is to speak up. That's how powerful these numbers are. And in the Chaldean, it adds up to a 32, which is a 5. 3 deals with expansion. 2 deals with compassion, and 5 deals with the need to break free, let it go, reveal it. But it has to be time. It has to be time to do it. Because between the 3 and the 5, the secret or hidden number is the 8, still dealing with discipline, order, structure, recognizing what are assets and liabilities in your life. So when there's discoveries made, sometimes you can't tell everybody because you got to recognize who, what, and where are assets. And can you tell people, express to people about your discovery, when in actuality, the hidden meaning says, no, you got to make sure that this person respects what you're going to say and not going to tell it to the world. They got to be an asset, not a liability, because if they become a liability, it can be dangerous. Everybody can't reveal that they might be psychic. Or they might have in certain Caribbean islands, they used to call it the black tongue, because as soon as you speak something that you dreamt about, it happens to a person. Sometimes you can't tell people. Sometimes you got to shut the hell up and speak up in a timely fashion according to the number 12 energy. and be creative because of the 1, have discipline because of the 4, recognize what's an asset and liability because of the 8, be compassionate, yes, and be balanced, but be willing to express in the right time. I mean, it tells a story. It is a story happening here. It's a story. There's a story being told in every word and every name that we have. Every name, my name tells a story. Each letter tells a story. My birthday, your birthday tells a story about what you need, how you need to navigate in life. And yes, you can go down the negative of that navigation, or you can go up the positive of that navigation. It's totally up to you. So my final thoughts, family. My final thoughts. Oops. My final thoughts. Let me remove this and deal with the final thought. My final thoughts before I get off of here. We're almost an hour in. Wow, this is the fastest one. Discovered, and discovery reflect the beautiful process of becoming more aware of who you are. You truly are. It's not about what they just discovered in the pyramid. Although that's beautiful, that's fine, they might be a distraction right now because we know what this administration is doing. We know what other people are doing and other administrations. It might be a distraction. But it's a beautiful thing when you find it in melanated countries because remember, Egypt is still part of Africa. It's still a part of Africa. And they've been trying to take away our history with all these DEI and they removing our history in different schools and all that kind. They're trying to, but every time you try to remove our history, something manifests in Africa again and show y'all that, hey, y'all can't stop this. You can't stop this. That's like hammer, baby. You can't stop this. So discovered, and discovery reflects the beautiful process of becoming more aware of who you truly are. Every human is on a journey to discover their gifts, purpose, and talents, and connection to something greater. Divine Goddess, thank you for your donation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And that's remind me, I was supposed to be scrolling that at the bottom. You could do Super Chat, PayPal, Venmo, and also I have a new Cash App also if you want. It's Inspired by Team. It's scrolling on the bottom. It's also pinned at the top. But thank you very much for the reminder, Divine Goddess. Thank you very much for the the super sticker. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very appreciate anybody that donates through any one of those apparatus that I pinned at the top of the chat. Even Zelle, I got that also. Because if this means anything to you, always remember currency is circulating back to me and to those who support me a trillionfold. You need to say that every time. So whatever you put out there, you want to get it back a trillionfold. So if this lady puts out $1.99, hopefully she gets it back. She will get it back a trillionfold. That's what it is. If that's what she thinks this information is worth, that is what it is. If that's what she thinks this information is worth. So again, discovery reflect the beautiful process of becoming more aware of who you truly are. Every human is on a journey to discover their gifts, purpose, talents, and the connection to something greater. Remember this, family. Think and focus on this when you hear of any discovery. If you hear of any more discoveries, alien discoveries, pyramid discoveries, whatever they're bringing out, it's also a reflection of who you are and what you need to discover in your life. Think and focus on this when you hear of any discovery, and why are they telling you now? And what does it mean to your growth? Anytime you see any discovery, what does it mean to your growth? Ask yourself the question. Ask your inner self the question. Does discovering these cylinders and all these things under the Giza pyramid of the Khufu means anything to you? Yes, it means something in African history. Ancient African history does mean something. That means every pyramid in the world that has been finished and completed and perfected, whether it's the pyramid of the sun in Mexico, or any of other pyramids that we've started to discover in the world, that means something might be under it. And that's what it's telling you. But what is also under you? What are some of the great things that have not been discovered under you and inside of you and through your ancestors? This is what I'm focusing on. I don't know what else everybody else is focused on, because again, like I said earlier, it might be a distraction. Thank you. Thank you, Anuris Benu Mantura. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much. And everybody that shares on whatever platform. Again, I don't see the Cash App because the Cash App is owned by my son, but he will text me and let me know later on. And if I see any names, then I'll shout them out. Matter of fact, he did text me one name yesterday. Big up to that person. Let me see if I can find. That person is David Murphy. Big up to David Murphy, who sent a donation yesterday through Cash App. My son did send it to me. Sorry, I didn't get to shout you out yesterday. But yeah, my son, his phone is going through his bliss, but he does send me a screenshot of what people are sending. All right. But I don't get to see it until I'm going to talk to him and get the email so I can actually look at the email. I don't want to see his email. I just want to know who's donating and I can shout you out. But if you do use the Cash App, which is a family Cash App, the Cash App is Inspired by Team. That is my family Cash App right here. Inspired by Team. Cash App / cash.app / Inspired by Team. You'll see the name when you do send donation through Cash App. You'll see my son's name, Shaya Allah LLC. It's a business Cash App. So when you do donate, that's what you'll see. His name, not my name. You'll see his name. His name is Shaya Allah. And he'll be coming out with a new book soon on how to do a startup of your Airbnbs at your house or a place that you might want to rent out and all that. He ran 6 successful Airbnbs in Atlanta, Georgia, and he wants to help teach others. And I told him to write his ebook because he has all the notes. He has all the notes for it. It's time for him to put out his books and do what he does. I've been telling him that for years. All right. So please remember, when you start seeing any discoveries out there, please, family, always think about it. Ask yourself, why are they telling you now? And what does it mean to your growth? Always ask yourself that when you see discoveries. Thanks for your time and greatness from King Simon Presents. Remember to follow us on all social media. IG at im.kingsimon, Facebook at King Simon Productions, X at King Simon Prod, TikTok at King Simon _ the Numerovator, and Linktree / King Simon Numerovator leads you to all the links. Man, that was fun. That was enlightening for me, especially breaking down the words for the first time today, ever breaking down the words for those particular words. I love doing what I do. And again, please subscribe to this channel to build the algorithms. Share it with others, man. Share it with at least your family members that are on a serious spiritual journey. Not the ones that are acting like an asshole. I don't want assholes here yet. I don't want assholes. I want only those that are on a spiritual journey. Subscribe. Tell them to like, subscribe, share with family and friends, and thumb up this video. Really appreciate y'all if y'all do that. And remember, you can join the membership like Color Curiosity just put in the chat. You can always join the membership because a lot of this goes straight to the membership. It's only $9.99. And If you don't have the funds right now to donate or circulate to my channel or any other channel, all you have to do is watch 30 seconds commercials. Any 30-second commercial that YouTube put on my channel, or 15-second commercial that YouTube put on my channel, whatever amount of commercial, if you watch those commercials, that's all they're looking for, watch times. So if you watch for 15 to 30 seconds, they also give me a little donation also. If you cannot yourself donate through any one of those apparatuses. All right. But again, thank everybody for supporting and showing love in any way. And I want to remind everybody that this coming Tuesday, I don't know what I'm going to pull out of the bag tomorrow, because sometimes it's throughout the day. I mean, I was watching certain television shows and movies, and a lot of different quotes start coming to me that I should teach on and reflect. And I know people like the birthday stuff and all that kind of stuff, but I really am focusing on something else different for my channel. But if you do want to book a session with me, please text me your full name, date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Text me your full name, date of birth, and email. Text me all of that, and you can do either a 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, and also a 60-minute session. And I think I might be bringing the relationship compatibility sessions back. But the compatibility sessions, it is usually 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes. It's usually 90 minutes for a compatibility session. And the circulation does cost a certain amount. And you can pay in increments. You can pay in installments if you want. 3 installments is suggested. But if you need 4 installments, that's up to you. But I'm only looking for serious relationships. I'm going to start in April. More likely, I'm going to start dealing with, or after, let me do this. Let me start it after the retrograde season, Mercury retrograde. Let's start after then I'll be doing compatibility sessions. But again, I need both of y'all on the line with me. I need all your names, your first, middle, and last name, your birthday. I need to break it down and see how they compare, even your names. So it's a serious breakdown of mathematics that I do. That's why I kind of stopped doing it. And yes, my compatibility session, let me tell y'all, it costs $1,000. And you might hear a cricket's chirp on that. But it's $1,000. For serious couples, it's worth it. People that are serious about marriage, serious about relationship. And once I send you that recording, and I might hire somebody to type up certain things for y'all to look at together, so it can be a reminder. I might hire it because it doesn't make it, because I don't type fast. I'm still a 1 to 2 to 3 finger typer. I might hire somebody or pay somebody extra to do that. But I'm telling you, when I say a compatibility session is worth it in this day and time, because many of us don't know who to trust, and you got people that ask me about, am I going to be single for the rest of my life? If you are used to single life, then guess what? That might happen. Me too. I say that, am I going? I don't think, because I've been married 3 times. I've been in relationships up and down, but I do value my peace. And if a person comes in my life and can't bring that type of valued peace, and I can't bring that type of valued peace to them, then it becomes pieces spelled differently than peace. You know what I'm saying? So relationships are important. Compatibility is important. Even business relationships, I can do it for too. If you're planning to get into a business relationship with somebody, I can break that down also for 90 minutes. But I need both of them on the line so I can expose what I need to expose to them from a numerovational perspective. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to motivate you to do business or to get married or to be in a relationship. But yet, if I see the discrepancies, if I see the challenges, if I see it, I'm going to point it out. I got to tell you. Because I've done compatibility relationships back in the past, and people come back, yo, man, what you said about that girl was absolutely right. Blah, blah. And the girl come back, what you said about that guy was absolutely right. Again, it's not that y'all didn't meet for a reason, but if you're not willing to put in the full work and make it enjoyable while you're working, then it won't work, period, in relationships. It won't work. I'm honest. I got to be honest. That's why my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, has relationship chronicles in the back of the book, towards the back of the book. Matter of fact, it starts on page 70. Relationship chronicles, showing how one could work with one would work with two would work with three would work with four would work with five, how they all work with each other. But it gets even more extensive when you're looking at the pinnacles of their life, the alignment numbers of their life, the days that they're born, the year that they're born, the name is connected, and what it gets even more technical when it comes to looking at all of that when it comes to relationships. So I'm not here to play with you. And I might have some choice words during the session. And if you need pre-relationship guidance, then I will send you to therapists or send you to people that do that. And I will tell you, after you even do a session with me, I'll say, look, this is what you need to do. If y'all want this relationship to work and y'all truly care for each other and really want to develop love for each other, then y'all need to go to what you call it, initiative. My brother, they have an initiative. What is it called? I got it. There's a couple that works with you throughout your relationship. Very good couple that does it. Moncho and Washa. They very good. They Acoma, the Acoma Initiative. If you seriously want counseling for relationship, you could either go to Dr. Alicia Watkins. She deals with relationship, or you can go to the Acoma House. And I'll put it in chat for you right now. You don't have to come to me right now. You can go straight to them if you want to, just to make sure that you're psychologically ready to get married. You're psychologically ready because marriage is also a business. I put it in the chat. It's right there. Dr. Alicia Watkins, I've had her on my show, and you can go to her website, Coaching with Dr. Alicia. She does singles and single people and couples. And you got the Acoma House Initiative with Moncho and Washa. Both of those people are wonderful, wonderful people. I'm about solutions. I'm not about problems. I don't care about all the other foolishness that's going on. I'm caring about, because if you make people better, you make the world better. And that's what the ministry of Numerovation is all about. Making people better. You can go and study with whoever else you want to study. I'm about making people better so you can be better in your Christianity, better in your Islam, better in your Hebrew, better in your Judaism, better in your Buddhism, better in your Ifa, better in your icon. Be better human beings. That's all a humanitarian like me wants. Recognizing divine digital codes as a guide. That's what I do. That's what I came to do. That is my gift. Or one of my gifts. I have many gifts, but that's one of my gifts. Some of y'all heard me sing. I got a gift. All right. So on that note, family, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for showing up and spreading love. Be safe, be great, and be wonderful in whatever you do. And do your best. Like Dr. Africa used to teach us, do your best. Because the best is all you can do. Do your best. Because the best is all you could do. Tell your children that. Do the best. Because the best is all you can do. I come from my perspective of using the numbers. You have A.A. Rashid that comes from his perspective. You have Blue Pill that comes from Lloyd comes from his perspective. Every perspective is right. Every one of them is right. It's just how you, the individual, takes it on and apply it for yourself, not just in words, but in deeds. All right? Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be great. And remember, I love you because I love me. And I love what Dr. B always told us. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection. And I'm thankful for my life. And remember what Dr. Blair used to say to us. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Love and honor to all of you and your ancestors. And again, I love you because I love me. Make sure y'all go to Magical Kemet. And if you can't make it out there and pay at the door, then make sure y'all go to the live stream. I'm going to give y'all the live stream. Live stream is going to be off the hook. So, and live stream is only $20. Live stream is only $20. So I'm going to be in the live stream because I can't make it to New York right now. I'm going to be in the live stream because I can't make it to New York right now. All right. But I'm going to be in that live stream. Make sure y'all go to the live stream and support them. All right. Take care. Be safe and be your greatest self. Discover who you are because you are great.
Eye Opener Productions presents Magical Kemet Revisited, Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, from 1:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. In honor of our previous Magical Kemet event 14 years ago, we once again bring you Master Teacher M. Fundishi, J. Hootie Mess, and Professor Kaba Kamene.
In ancient Kemet, they had showed that that's not a star there. I know it's a nebula. And a nebula gives birth to stars. And so Sirius A comes from that nebula. And then the ancient Kemet-u said, we also come from that nebula. That birthed our star. So this gets really deep. So we're going to, I'm telling people, bring some boots because it's going to get real deep. We're going in real deep.
In calling, so you are now going to understand that it is time now to move back and get back onto the path of Ma'at. And on the path of Ma'at is where you are on your road to your destiny and what you were called for. And the longer that you go on this road, as you become an elder and you get more mature and you're moving through, your journey becomes clearer.
Make sure you get your tickets in advance for $30. Tickets will be sold at the door for $40. For tickets, scan this code or go to magicalkemet.eventbrite.com. We will be at the Long Island University, Brooklyn campus, Health Science Building. Enter at the gate on Flatbush Extension between DeKalb and Willoughby.
Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.